Good afternoon, my friends. This is Paul, and I just beat Kirby's Dream Land 2 for the Wii. Now, technically it was for the Game Boy, but it was part of the Kirby's Dream Collection disc for the Wii. Now, in all of the video games I've beaten, and I haven't even reviewed all the games I've beaten yet, I have never been more confused if I actually beat the game than I was with Kirby's Dream Land 2. But I'm just going to say I beat it because it said the end and then it put a little question mark after it. And they didn't tell me what I had to do if I wanted to truly beat the game. So I just said, well, back then they didn't have the internet. And I'm going to pretend that they don't have the internet now. So whatever. Anyway, you probably get the impression on this channel that I really don't like Kirby games very much. And so far, from what I've been playing, the only Kirby game I truly enjoyed that I beat so far is Kirby 64. Kirby's Dream Land 2 also has a super misleading title. It really should have been called Kirby's Adventure 2, because yes, it's black and white like the original Kirby's Dream Land, but it does have the copy abilities from Adventure, but it gets rid of the ability to dash that was introduced in that game, plus, again, it gets rid of color. Overall, though, it just couldn't save the game from being just as boring and mediocre as the other two. Now, in its defense, it does have animal buddies, which change up the music a little bit, and sometimes make it easier to deal with the game, but yet at other times it just makes it harder, because, like, some animal buddies ended up causing me to die because their abilities were worse than Kirby's. But on the other hand, you also get a second life bar when you have an animal buddy. When the first one depletes, then Kirby gets a chance to jump off. Cool idea, but I've heard that later Kirby games fix that problem. Me not really being an expert, because I've only beaten Kirby 64 of all the Kirby games out there. The copy abilities didn't blow my mind. The only reason I liked them in the first place was that they allowed me to get through the boring levels quicker than I did. And even the levels that weren't boring, I just was able to float in the sky the whole time. Because you can apparently float unlimited amounts of times. And if I haven't said this in my previous review, Kirby looks absolutely ridiculous when he's got air sucked in, but that's more of just a graphical nitpick than a true complaint. And the bosses, oh my gosh, the bosses. Now, I can understand being frustrated at Kirby's Adventure's bosses because they felt like harder versions of the same ridiculous foes in the first game, but now they put it on overkill and forced me to re-fight bosses that I already fought in Kirby's Adventure, but in black and white. As if they weren't bad enough in color. And with the lack of the run ability, now it just makes them even more aggravating. To top it off, guess who the final boss is? Da-da-da-da! King Dedede, with the exact same music that he had in the first game. At least he has a couple of new moves this time, but that just made the fight even more frustrating. Because he was allowed to sleep during the battle, but if I tried to rest my feet, he'd end up doing a 2-hit combo, which Kirby only has 6 life points to begin with, so that was super unfair. Kirby enthusiasts will probably get a lot out of Kirby's Dream Land 2 because it retains that which Kirby fans love, or in my case, it retains that which Kirby haters hate. So, if you're like me and just can't get enough of hating Kirby besides Kirby 64, then pass up this game as without a shadow of a doubt. If you think, well, I loved Kirby's Dream Land and Kirby's Adventure, I don't have anything else to lose, then by all means, Kirby's Dream Land 2 can help you out. As for me, here's hoping if I beat Kirby Triple Deluxe, that'll at least save me from this misery. But hey, I'm doing it for you guys, so hopefully, once I get on to Kirby Superstar and my ongoing marathon, that'll at least make buying this collection worth it. Anyway, hope my complaining wasn't too much for you guys. I'll try my best to have a more positive review coming along. I plan on releasing my review of Miitopia alongside this one, and I can promise that that one has a lot more positivity. But until then, I hope that you keep the faith, stay epic, and God bless. Bye.